Hey guys, this is Stu. Just thought I'd do another inbox review for you. This time of the IDF Shot Cal 1973 Yom Kippur War Centurion tank. It's actually distributed by AFV, so you can be guaranteed this is going to be one hell of a kit. The actual Cal Shot Centurion was developed from the British Centurion, which actually entered service in the latter stages of World War II and became a well-known tank right up until the Gulf War. The first Gulf War in the British Army, but as you can see, some of them were exported to the IDF, that's the Israeli Defence Force. Now, admittedly, when they first actually got this tank on the 1967 Six-Day War, it was ineffective because the actual engine was prone to breaking down, so they actually upgraded the engine and found that it had a far better performance during the 1973 Yom Kippur War, to great effect that they managed to actually chase back the Syrian forces back over the border. And I think this tank went on until around about 1982, when it was eventually succeeded with the Macarthur. As you can see here, is indicated on the box, is a typical scheme of the Centurion in the RDF Cal Shot scheme. Plenty of radar arrays, MG machine guns, ammunition racks, armour, second armour, as you can see there, and also the well-known familiar skirts. Now, on some of the Yom Kippur versions, some didn't have them, but we'll come across that as we go on. Again, you've got the unique box art of AFV, as depicted here, with a blow-up of the actual on-box illustration, as you can see there. Beautiful illustration. I don't know who the artist is, but it certainly depicts the tank in all its fine detail. Right, if anybody wants to know what the kit number is on this one, it is AF35124. So if you want to freeze frame that to get the kit number, by all means do so. And on the side here, you've got a version used in the UGAT Peled Yom Kippur War Golan Heights 1973, which may well be the version that I do. And then on the other side, you've got another alternative again, as you can see there, for the Golan Heights again in 1973. Okay, and first things first, as opposed to opening the box, you've got the instruction sheet here with a little bit of history on the RDF version, as you can see here. And then as we open the box, it's all in Chinese. Then you've got your colour call-outs, all in Gung Sanyo, Homburg, Revell and Life Colour, which is quite handy actually. And first stage is part of the suspension. You do have actual springs in this kit as well, as you can see there, so it might be a workable suspension. And even on the actual wheels, you've actually got the rubber rims which go over the wheels, which is a fantastic sort of move. So a very well engineered kit, guys. Then it's basically applying the wheels to the suspension brackets, as you can see here, and then basically assembling the lower hull with all the sub-assemblies, as indicated on here. Adding basically your sprockets, as well as your, oh god, my brain's gone again, final drive on the front there. And, well, sorry, they're the idler wheels, beg your pardon. And then obviously you put the front sprocket and the idler wheels on, including the lower mini wheels, as you can see there. Alright, but I should probably leave that till the last stage of the process. Then you put the upper hull on with the front part of the hull, the actual driver's hatch, then the basic part of the turret, and then the engine grills. Okay, and this is assembling all the ammunition packs which go on the side of the tank, as you can see here, along with some of the tools, and it gives you a colour guide as well. Then it's the main assembly of the upper and lower hull with all the ammunition packs and extra armour, as you can see there. And then adding more grills and sub-assemblies at the back of the tank. Okay, and then sub-assemblies on the front of the hull, as you can see here, which is part of the suspension brackets, which you can see is part of the final drive. And then basically the vision ports for the driver, etc. Okay, add on the extra fuel tanks and headlights, etc. Then your spare tracks, then your tow cables, and I think you can actually measure this out. I think you've got wire in this, I'm not sure. and then obviously onto the back of the hull as well. And then it's the assembly of the hull, the actual turret, as you can see here, and the front mantlet. And I think you can actually position it to go up and down. Upper and lower part of the turret are put on, along with the ammunition racks which go on the side of the turret, and then the cage at the back there, which is a storage cage, along with some mesh which you put on the back of the turret. I'm going to see if I can get some aftermarket etched brass for this process to make things a lot simpler. And then again, more sub-assemblies onto the turret, grab handles as you can see there. Then the assembly of the barrel. Now the good thing with this kit is it does have a metal barrel, so that's a nice touch by AFV, and that goes onto the front of the mantlet. Then adding the commander's cupola, vision ports again, remaining sub-assemblies as you can see here in the next page. Make sure everything's lined up, and then obviously adding the submachine gun, as you can see there, onto the turret on the commander's cupola. And then it's advising you at the top here to basically stretch some sprue for the radar aerials, okay? And then put your side skirts on, add the tracks, which unfortunately are vinyl rubber. And that is virtually it. And then basically you go into the various versions, which you've got one of 4 examples you can use. Again, they're all basically the same sound scheme with the IDF markings. First one is of the 7th Brigade, Yom Kippur War, Golan Heights 73, as you can see there. Same period again, but this is the is it Ugdat Paled Yom Kippur War region. And then the third option is of the 188th Brigade. This is the one without the skirts, so that's another example if you should so wish to do that. I'm going to do it with the skirts on. And Ugdat Adan Yom Kippur War, Sinai Desert 1973 with this unit. So that's basically your instruction sheet, and on the back here, which is unusual, is the basic sprue trees which you can see there. Alright, so that's that, and then let's get to the main crux of the matter. This is one very nicely packed kit. I've just had a quick look at it, so we're going to open up some of the extra sprues as we go along. So I thought the first thing I'd look at is the actual part of the turret. So if I just open this up for you guys so you can have a look at the casting texture on it, because it is beautifully caught. Okay, here we go. This is the first sprue. Put the bag on there, and as you can see, you've got some beautifully caught casting texture on the top of the turret and around the commander's cupola. That is absolutely superb, and even on the mantlet you can see the casting texture on it. Beautifully caught, beautifully engineered, and even on the ammunition racks you've got some beautiful casting texture here, as well as on the actual crew hatches and some of the sub-assemblies. Beautifully caught. In fact, there's hardly, if any, flash at all on this kit. And then obviously you've got the jerry cans here, which you can see here, beautifully made and moulded. I have to say I'm glad I got this. And then obviously you've got the smoke dispensers right here. Lovely kit, all told, I have to say. Very pleased I got this, because I wasn't actually going to get it, but I saw Hamilcar Barkis's video recently of his assembled one. Thought I got to get one. I'm not really normally into IDF armour, but as it's a British design, that's the exception. So let's carry on with the second sprue. And if you hear me snorting, you have to excuse me, because I'm still getting over this cold I had about a week ago, so bear with me guys. Right, here we go. This is the engine grille. Again, beautifully moulded, very crisp, beautifully done, and that will come out superb with some pin washes and oil washes, as well as clay washes. Again, look at the detail on this on the side part of the actual racks. Beautifully caught, not an ounce of flash, very crisply moulded, beautifully done. As you can see, this is the top of the actual side skirts, as you can see there. Again, you've got a little bit of casting texture, which is beautifully caught. And then on the back here, which is part of the rear plate. If I get it round the right way. Again, you've got some slight casting texture, very subtle lines on there, beautifully done. I'd say, guys, this is looking like it's going to be a superb kit when it gets built. When that's going to be, I don't know. And then obviously you've got the side part of the actual cradle, which goes along the end of the turret here, which you can see. Okay, guys, just about the right width to scale. And then on the back here, you've got the exhaust stubs, which you can see there, nicely caught. Very nicely done, guys. Absolutely beautiful kit, I have to say. I'm glad I really got this. You can't very well have an armour stash without Centurion in it, and admittedly, it's a shame that AFV don't do the British Mark V, because that would be a nice sort of addition to the British armour, and would sit beautifully against the next to my Tamiya Sherman, to be honest with you. But you never know. Now this one I'm not going to take out because I've got little parts in here. This is the running gear. Again, it's beautifully crisply caught. Lovely moulding on it. Beautifully done. And you've even got, if I point them out, there's your real springs for your front sprocket. Look at that. Superb. And then obviously you've got your little lugs in there for your wheels so that you can still turn. It is a lovely, lovely kit, I have to say. And even the casting texture, you can't see it in the bag here. I don't know if I can catch it in the light there. Again, lovely and beautifully caught. Okay. So pop that back in there. Now I am going to open this one up. This is the main hull. Principal reason being, again, I want to show you some of the details on this. Right, let's get this out. I'll try not to lose it. There we are, side parts of the turret again. I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? See the casting texture on it? Crisp as anything. Beautifully done. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased I got this kit, guys. I really am. So, you know, you haven't got the smelly process of opening up Mr. Service saying, yes, Mike, I did actually open it up. And I certainly agree with you, it does blow your brains out. But there you go. And even on the side here, if you look, you've even got the casting number on there. Isn't that super? Beautiful. Now, there is a little bit of resin in here. That's for your stowage at the back here. Again, it's beautifully done. Put all the creases in there. Again, when you're doing this, guys, you need to basically wash this off in soapy water. Make sure you've got some vinyl gloves on. And even when you're sanding it, just as Paul suggested, this is Paul Bretland, just put a damp cloth on there so that it collects all the dust. Because if it gets down your lungs, it can do severe damage. And I mean cancerous damage. So be careful. Alright. There's your spare tracks. Okay, which go on the side of the vehicle. Again, they're beautifully caught. I'm not going to take them out of the bag because I don't want to lose them. The vinyl tracks, yeah, I don't like rubber tracks, but I have to say, guys, I mean, look at the detail on them. I could very well use these, actually. I don't know, we'll see. But, I don't know, they're a little bit warped, but we'll see. I may go for frills. But the detail on the tracks is beautifully caught, I have to say. Then you've got a lovely turned metal barrel. That is absolutely gorgeous. And that you can't fault. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a metal barrel, but when I opened up the box I thought, whoopee! It's a pity more people don't. I mean, it's a pity Dragon don't do these with their new issues now, but hey ho, there you go, that's another story. And then you've got the hull, the main lower hull here. We've got guides to where to put the sprocket, so that's a nice touch. And even the weld seams around the final drive. Beautifully caught. So there you go. Right, let's put that all back in its bag because I don't want to lose it. Here we go. Let's put that side by side. Tracks and go on the side. Well, I'll leave the tracks out, that's not a problem. Oh, excuse me. getting it back in the bag is going to be a bit of a tricky issue, but oh no, got it in there, okay. So that's good, guys. I got that back in, okay. Right, pop that back over there. Right, now there's your side skirts. Again, the texture and moulds are beautifully moulded. I can't fault them. The engineering on this kit is superb. And I'm going to open this one up. We've got some of the final drive again. I'm going to show you all the casting texture on this. If I can get the damn thing open. Oops, a little bit spare here. There we go. There we are. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, you've got lovely casting texture for the final drive. Some of the units for the side skirts, etc. Beautifully caught. Absolutely gorgeous. This really is a superb looking Centurion. It really is. I can't fault them. So really, I'm glad I got this in my inventory. And here, as you can see, is the authentic rubber wheel. So you haven't got to worry about basically masking off wheels. That's all taken care for you. Then you've got your optics for your Commander's Kugler, which you see here, and obviously the vision ports, which is a nice touch. Very crisp and clear again. Some more of the suspension and sort of sub-assemblies, etc. Exhaust outlets, all in here. Okay. And there again, you've got all the jerry cans, etc. in there. Beautifully done. Superb detail. And obviously you've got the submachine gun there, which is beautifully cast as well. Oh, excellent detail, I have to say. And then obviously you've got the oh, you've got a plough here for the front if you want to put the plough on, so it's a spare option for you. I suppose that's if in case you want to build another one, so some nice spare parts there. Awesome. And obviously you've got the ends for the tow ropes, which you can see there. And these are the final sub-assemblies for the front part of the hull and some of the engine grills, etc. Again, the level of detail on them, guys, is superb. Okay, and in here, obviously got your decals. I'm not going to take the decal sheet out. I don't know what the decals are like in AFV kits, but we'll see. Obviously there's your mesh, and there's even some spare etched brass for your tow, your engine clamps, etc. And there's your string for your tow ropes. I am going to see if I can source some aftermarket one for that, because I've done that before and it's dead fiddling. It doesn't really sort of, well, they can be a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. But all told, I have to say this is one super looking kit. I am very pleased I've got it in my inventory. It's the only IDF tank I have at the moment. I mean, I might later get a Macabre, I don't know. But depending on how this one goes, we'll see. But all told, guys, I would heartily recommend you go out and get this kit. I got this one off of eBay. Yeah, it wasn't cheap, I admit. I think I paid around about £49 for it, but the engineering on it is absolutely superb. Yeah, maybe a bit fiddly. I've heard some of the AFV club kits can be a bit fiddly, but when you get the end result, as Hamilton Barkers did, it's well worth it. So that's it. That's my review of the RDF Shot Cow 1973 Centurion. As I say, I heartily recommend you go out and get one. It's a superb kit. Anyway, leave your comments or subscribe, and until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.